Alarm going off, brain doing backflips, coffee on the shirt, phone doing cat tricks, traffic at a standstill, mind on a landslide, smile on the outside, storm on the inside, emails, ping pong, calendars, carnage, 10 open tabs, mental garage sale.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged and oh, wait a minute. Crazy Headaches Podcast.
Are we changing the name?
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to at this point.
Evidently.
As you all know, I'm Christian, joined by the boss Lisa. And it just keeps coming. The punches keep coming, and we're rolling with them. And
yeah,
we've had crazy, scary news. We've had really good news.
Sure, yeah.
We've had news that I'm not sure how we handle, but you know, yeah. we're trucking right along here.
Trucking right along, yeah.
Yeah. So, where do we start? Do you want to start with the news first?
Let's start with your good news.
Good news.
Okay, so last week what we talked about was Christian's permit. Crazy headache.
Yes.
So we have some good news. You got your permit, right?
I got the permit. Now that was only after I was like, you know what? I'm done with this whole back and forth email correspondence and this and that. And clearly there just something wasn't connecting through the email. So I did get a little heated through an email. I'm an angry white woman in America kind of deal. I white chicksed it. But, but I was like, listen, like I'm done with going through email. I'm coming in.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yes, you could come in whenever you want. I said, yeah, I am. I'll see you at 8 a.m. when you open in the morning. And that's what I did. Yeah. I went in there and...
Which you should be at work at 8 a.m. So who's slacking?
Yeah, you know.
Whatever.
But I went in there and the drive over there. So I have an Uncle Larry, who this man is the definition of calm. There could be bombs going off around you. Like,
I want to be that way.
If he was like a platoon leader in the military and there's bombs going off and everybody's freaking out, he'll be like, it's okay, everybody. We'll get through this. Yeah. We just got to stay calm. How he's like that, I don't know. But
I used to be that way.
Whenever he does, he prevails every time.
Yeah.
I mean, like they say that mellow heads prevail, and it's true. So the whole drive over there, I'm like, embrace your inner Uncle Larry. Embrace your inner Uncle Larry. And look, now we got distractions.
It's on airplane mode and it's still ringing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. But so I'm like, all right, embrace your inner Uncle Larry. And so I went in there, and now, granted, there was the one side of me that was ready to just go up one side of them, down the other, and just lose. But usually that gets you nowhere but silver bracelets. So I was like, all right, good. So I went in there, I stayed calm, and I just laid out the facts of everything.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I'm like, we submitted for this permit on April 24th.
Yeah.
We're now in June.
I'm going to be texting. I got to text this one person, but
so we're now in June. And that's when I was like, listen, I'm like, I don't know what the hang up is here. We need to try find common ground. And mind you, this person that I have been finally able to, like, once I was finally able to communicate somebody with the town, the planning and zoning director, he was very good about communicating with me. So my frustrations weren't towards him. It was towards another guy reviewing, where legitimately almost everything he was saying, like, he couldn't give me a reason why he didn't want to approve stuff. It was just so many. It was basically came down to because I said so situation. And I'm not going to put up with that. I'm like, I'm not. I've always been one of those people, like, just because you said so, it doesn't mean, sorry, buddy. So when I went in there, like, one of my suspicions that people were not properly reviewing.
Yeah.
They're not properly reviewing, looking at the plans, stuff like this. I was like, because if you looked at the plans, you would see, like I mentioned last, I made it like plans for dummies. I had the breakdowns of the measurements, the works.
Yeah.
So, and when I was talking with him, he goes, well, I guess his concern is you want to make your apron pavers, and it has to be concrete. Normally, for it to be changed to pavers, you got to get like city manager. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's not even in the plans.
Yeah.
I'm like, and that is what has now confirmed my suspicion that this individual is not even looking at anything. He just go, nope, nope, without looking. I was like, because if you look right here, and I brought a hard copy of the plans, I slid it over to him, and he's like, oh, is this for me? I'm like, yes, you can keep that. He goes, okay. I'm like, look right here. I have it labeled on the apron, concrete.
Yeah.
I'm like, so everything going on right now has confirmed they are not properly reviewing. And he kind of sat there quiet for a minute, like, yeah, you're right. And he did admit that how I was like, dude, listen, I understand if you're going to deny something.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you have a duty to review, you have a duty to give your reasoning for whether you approve or deny it. And he wasn't.
Right.
And he was just ignoring every single communication we tried to send out. Like, if he came to me and he said, well, you can't do paper, I could have easily sent an email back and said, no, look at the plans. And it could have been, but so we moved past that. And when he looked at the plans, now he's the head planning and zoning director for the city.
Right.
He looked at it and he goes, I don't see any issue here. And he's like, when it comes down to it, he's like, I'm the final decision. Okay. He goes, so he's like, he's like, I'm going to take this hard copy down to permitting so they can upload it. And once they upload it, I can approve it. He was like, I can technically upload it. He's like, but then I wouldn't be able to be the one to approve it. I'm like, that makes sense.
Right.
So that's what we did. I gave it to him. We shook hands. It was a very good meeting. Like, both of us kind of said our problems that we were having, and we were able to work. I mean, the meeting was only 30 minutes. Like, I wasn't in there long.
Yeah.
So I did that, and so that meeting was on Monday or Tuesday. And on Thursday, I kind of sent like a little nudge email. And not like, oh, where's the permit? It was, hey, just kind of looking for an update, seeing if you were able to get that uploaded. I let him know I also did email digital copy to permitting as well, because I couldn't remember if he said, hey, send one in as well too. I was like, so I just did it anyways, just in case situation. Didn't really hear anything back, but I'm like, listen, this is the government. I know they're not going to be next day.
Yeah.
So I waited until this past Monday, and I finally sent the email to permitting, and I CC'd the director on it just so it wasn't like I wasn't coming after him, because I wasn't. At this point, this is on permitting. So I sent an email to them saying, hey, listen, just looking for an update. This is a conversation I had with the director last week. He said he was bringing that down to have it uploaded. I've tried to look in the system, but unfortunately, the city's new system is absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see updates on anything. You can legit, if anybody goes to look up a permit in our city, they just see either submitted, approved, or closed, or routed for review.
Yeah.
You can't, before you used to be able to click, kind of see documents to it. If anybody had comments, you can't see that anymore. So within 20 minutes, I guess he saw the email and he sent me an email back. He was like, hey, give you a heads up. He's like, I just went down to double check in on it. He said that they're processing it out and you should have it by the end of the day. Sure enough, I was busy Monday. So Tuesday morning, I logged in and there it was.
Yeah.
Permit approved. Like, finally, after over a month.
It's like, yay.
Oh my goodness. It was. I don't want to ever have to do that again.
Well, one of my crazy headaches is like, I got this on airplane mode, and this phone, have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's like ringing off the hook. It's like, that's why I can't ever just concentrate on anything. It just rings and rings and rings. It's like, Are
you sure you have it on airplane mode?
I do. Hang on. See, this is raw and live. This is not scripted. So, I mean.
And just like last episode, I left my drink over there. Hold on.
You know, this is where we have fun, because we are professional but real. Okay, see?
Oh yeah, that's airplane mode.
It's on airplane mode, and it's still ringing. I hear it going.
Well, are you connected to Wi-Fi too?
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Oh, okay. Well,
problem solved.
Duh. Okay. So I guess cut off the Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, which it's all about. So you might
see that's why I have him as my assistant
and technical advisor.
And my
Whoa! Well, I'm gonna have to bleep out Lisa.
I didn't say it.
Didn't say it. That last one. I'm sorry, y'all. That
I didn't say it. I did not say it.
There's a lot of editing.
Well, we're happy for you that happened. That was good. And but then you just shifted off the major crazy headaches to us.
Yeah, kind of. Just.
So we're in the FAFO stage. We're not going to spell that out. All you guys, all you children out there know what that stands for.
Oh, yeah.
Adult children. So we're in that FAFO stage.
Well, we are now in the FO stage.
What's that?
Of the people FAing.
Oh, yeah. The people FAing. They've been FAing for a while. And now we're in the FO stage.
Yes.
And
it's kind of on par of how we are of we play chess and not checkers.
Yeah, except for like before opening Gotcha Covered Roofing, I was like your Uncle Larry. I would have people repeatedly tell me, man, you just like whatever situation you're in, you're just chill and you're happy and you're content. And I would always be like, everything was fine. Then Gotcha Covered Roofing came and it's like, not in the very beginning, just when we got down here to Florida, really.
Well, I mean, it's a Florida thing.
It's like, fight or flight mode all the time.
Okay. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It's like, if you're not dealing with an issue with a customer, you're dealing with an issue with the county.
Or with an employee.
Or with an employee.
Or a random person that calls in to complain about a truck driving past them too fast. Or like.
I don't know who was driving that.
Oh, the call was technically about you. But I know it wasn't legit. So.
I was not driving because, first of all, I drive slow. Everybody knows I drive slow. And I was on a road with like 10 potholes. So I was like slowed to avoid the potholes.
Yeah, there's no way you were going. He said you were going like 65 down this road. And I'm like, if she was going 65 down that road, she wouldn't have a truck left.
Yeah, because they were doing some kind of road work or something, because I think we had lots of floods. And so the potholes developed right by a railroad track. Also,
yeah.
So like if I was doing 65, it would have been like Smokey and the Bandit, me flying over that railroad track,
Sure, Dukes
and hey, that sounds fun, but didn't happen. So, but yeah, so we have, a couple of things. We've got some good news. Things coming to a head for some false allegations that have been thrown our way.
Yep.
And we are now countering. So we have plenty of stuff and evidence going forward.
Copious amounts of evidence.
Yeah. So we'll see where that stuff goes. Yep. And some other issues where people have been falsely accusing me of things. We may be filing lawsuits against them as well.
She's Oprah Winfreying lawsuits at this point.
It's like, you get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit. And look, I'm not about filing lawsuits, No. I mean, if anybody, like, what kind of person I am, I would, and if I'm wrong, correct me in front of everybody.
Oh, I will.
But I would give everything I have and be left with nothing to people in need. Or if you called me and said you needed something right now, I would do whatever I had to do, sell whatever.
Even if it was at the detriment of yourself. Yeah, absolutely.
I even went to the pawn shop, or not to the pawn shop. It was a diamond buying store the other day to try to sell my wedding rings to try to give somebody some money.
Yeah.
But when they told me what they were going to give for them, I was like,
nope.
Never mind. So you just begin to question, like, why is all this stuff happening? And because I'm a good person.
Try to be, at least.
I'm a good person. I do good. And so I've been going through what what blocks do I have, or what am I causing, or what evil spirit, evil spirit.
Voodoo.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I've been going through that. And then yesterday our dog was sick, and we already spent $4,000 on him for a surgery because he had swallowed a toy.
Yep.
So we had to have him have his stomach opened up, have that removed. And so we always have to worry about if he gets sick, the problems. But we had a good day on Tuesday. And then yesterday, the gates of hell opened up.
It seems to be always when I leave.
Yeah.
Whenever I go somewhere for anything, some kind of shenanigans breaks loose.
So Paul woke up in a bad mood. So I told him, I'm completely blaming you because you started off the day in a bad mood with bad vibes, and it just continued on. So we are in the stage of we've got our cage and our roof completely installed finally.
Well, not completely installed.
Well, not completely installed. And they left. They did not seal it properly. They didn't put the peel and stick around the perimeter and around the seams. And the attention to detail is just really bad. And a lot of the whole
wrong
thing.
Size gutters.
The gutters should have been 7 inches. They did 5-inch gutters. We tried to talk to the engineers. They wouldn't talk to us because even though it's our house, we didn't pay for the engineer plan. So they wouldn't talk to us. So we were trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So when it rained, we had a flood. Just water was coming everywhere.
Yeah.
It was all over the place. And the LEAP panels, and I know most of you may not know about the LEAP panels. So there are 2 aluminum pieces, and then in the middle is foam.
Yeah.
Well, if water gets into that foam over time, it stays in there. It doesn't dry up. It gets heavy, and so the LEAP panels start to break and start to begin to sag.
And those are the panels. A lot of people you'll see, like the roof on your back porch if you had one on, like. Those are elite panels. Most of the time, people will put those up instead of a full actual roof. So just so you could kind of have an idea in your head of what they are.
So, so we brought it to their attention and we let them know, hey, we're being nice. Like, hey, these are just some things that we want fixed. We weren't rude about it or anything. And so they were fine, said they would fix them. Then the next day I receive an invoice with credit card fees on payments that I haven't even made payments on.
You can't add a credit card fee if the person's not paying with credit card.
And so they added these fees. It was like $1,000.
Yeah.
So I questioned it and I said, why would you do that?
Yeah. Preemptively put a credit card fee
why would you preemptively put a credit card fee on if I haven't paid by credit card? And she said, I'm offended that you think that I would profit off of that. I was planning on giving that money to the church. And I'm like, okay.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. But that money would need to go to the credit card because of the fee thing.
I was like,
so that's like a processing fee. You can't just take that. So she just.
Yeah. So I was a little thrown. I was like, okay, I'm a Christian as well, but that doesn't justify you charging me fees that I have not incurred.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, everything was nice and she took them off. And then, so everything was fine. And we have an insurance claim. So we submitted the invoice. And even though the cage is not complete, we went ahead and submitted the invoice to the insurance company so that they could go ahead and process everything.
Yep.
Because insurance, we all know insurance will delay. And so we're trying to help them out and get them paid quickly. Yeah. And so, I don't know what happened, but then I was out doing an inspection and Paul calls me and he's talking to me and he's like, I just got a threatening text. They threatened to get a lawyer against us. They were going to come tear our cage down. Paul got on the phone. The guy was in the background saying he's not going to do any repairs. And
I'm going to do the work, but I'm not going to stand by it. All right. Pause 1 second. If any of you kind of see me kind of glaring into the background, it's because I have both my kids here because it's
And they're
summer
being
break.
so good.
And they are. But Daniel, buddy, can you not spin the chair like that? Thank you. Keep hearing him hit the wall, and I'm just waiting for him to like knock into the computer. So sorry. Back to what we were talking about. I just
Well, and I left Asher at home, not in a crate, so there's no
Oh,
telling.
God.
There's no telling what's going on. But
R.I.P.
yeah, so then we find out that the people that we contracted with are not licensed, that they had a licensed contractor pull the permit
for them.
And I've never talked to this contractor, looked him up, tried to call him, phone was disconnected, and looked on his review. He had like 3.5 stars, looked up his DPBR. He has 3 violations, unlicensed activity violations. And I was like, man.
You know, it's crazy that like these people get away with this stuff for so freaking long and not having a problem with them. Like people like us who are doing things legit
The
and
right
legal
way.
by the book, we're getting all this slander tossed at us and claiming that this exact stuff on us, and the counties and they all fall for it. It's like, wait a minute.
Right. Yeah. So I'm being slandered against for something somebody else is doing to me. And when I brought it to the counties, and we're not going to say which county, but I'm sure you guys can
Figure it out.
guess, to their attention, my husband was told, I don't care, and that's not my problem.
Yeah, we don't care if they're licensed or not. That's not our department. That's somebody else's department.
Yeah.
Yet, when we had a situation
Where somebody was accusing us of not being licensed, which I am
yeah,
licensed, they sent me an email saying,
and we talked about, I think that we talked about this in the last episode.
I don't know if we did, but I was sent an email stating,
Like,
it has been brought to our
not
attention.
alleging, telling you this is
it
what
is
you're
brought
doing.
to our attention that you are contracting as an unlicensed contractor. I'm like, you have my contractor information.
You have all of
You have everything. How can you say that? So I ended up having to call them.
Yep.
And, so I'm not trying to cause problems with, the municipality, and I just want them to get things right.
But their double standard is just...
But when we call to talk about that, they're saying, oh, it's not our problem. But when someone else falsely accuses me of that, then they immediately go to,
Yeah.
so there has to be something, and that I'm going to discuss with my lawyer, where we go from here, because there is a huge double standard, whether it's because I'm a female contractor versus this guy, a male contractor. He's 60 something years old. Maybe it's the good guy, what do you call
good
it?
old boy system.
Good old boy system. I don't know. I'm not saying that's the case. But it sure feels awfully suspicious
Oh,
that there's not a
the thing is, situations like this, like...
standard of operation that's consistent.
Oh, yeah. Definitely nothing consistent with that. Like, one thing I have always kind of known since I was younger, because I've always been a history person and interested in just how governments operate, this and that. And there's no way of avoiding it. There's always some kind of corruption when it comes into government.
Well, that's what Paul was saying. He's like,
did not realize how corrupt almost on every level of government, from the smallest form of government in your town, say the library, all the way up to the United States government. It's just filled with corruption and the good old boy system and everything like that. And it's ridiculous that the different things you have to navigate and hurdles you have to jump over because of, I don't know what. But it's absolutely insane.
God has made me a fighter, and I don't lay down and take stuff very easily. I am nice and I will give you plenty of opportunities. And with this contractor, we have been completely nice. We have cleaned up after them after they've left. They left shards of metal all over our pool deck in our pool. They didn't clean up any of them. They left all of them laying around. And so what did we do? We just swept them up and we didn't say anything. We didn't make a big deal about it. But we have dogs. We have
The grandbaby.
a grandbaby. I've stepped on those shards. They hurt, and so we cleaned them up. We didn't say anything. Before he put the pool cage on, I think we talked about this on the podcast. I mentioned the gutters and I gave him an opportunity to fix it before he put the pool cage on.
Yep.
He didn't fix it. And so we have a problem now where in order to fix it, he's going to have to tear down the entire pool cage.
Yeah.
And Paul and I are now at the point where you're calling us, threatening us. You're saying things. You're not being cordial to us. We're going to continue to be cordial to you. We're going to be professional. We're going to keep it strict to the facts. But you're not going to do any more stuff unless you prove to me that contractor has qualified you to do the work that was on my property. And until you show me that you have insurance and it's in my name in both the contractor and the subcontractor that did the work. And I don't believe that they're going to be able to produce that information.
No,
so,
because they don't have any of it. So there's no way they're going to be able to.
So, and
if they do, great. But at the same time, they have not led you to believe that they have it otherwise.
And disclosure, I will not be telling the name of the people. And I could leave a bad review. I'm not going to, because I want to handle this amicably. I want to be professional about it. But you are not going to threaten us, threaten to tear our pool cage down, and demanding payment for something that is not complete.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen.
Yeah, because we
wouldn't do that.
We don't expect payment for jobs that we done that aren't complete.
If
we ask for payment after everything is complete.
Yeah. And if the customer addresses something after, before we get the payment, if there's something messed up, we'll fix it.
Yeah.
And then after we get the payment, if the customer finds there's something, we'll address it. But the problem, and I've talked to a couple of contractors and they've said the same thing, on the flip side is, and it's so weird that we're in this situation now because it's like a flip situation, except for this is a true, actual, we're being manipulated, defrauded. And, so we just want to get this all worked out. We want to be able to, I don't want them tearing down my pool cage because we have animals that go out. We're going to be disrupted again. We've already been disrupted for 9 weeks. With everything, and then we're going to be disrupted again. So it's just super, super aggravating to me. And the fact that I've been so super nice. Now, even when the day my husband had surgery, he came home from having surgery and they came to the house to tear down that extra section that we had built up. And he had just had surgery on his shoulder and they were getting stuff everywhere. Stuff was getting in the pool and
which I don't know how, you almost had to try to get stuff in the pool one time.
But stuff was getting in the pool. So Paul went over there and he asked him, and they were kind of rude with him. Cause he said, are you going to be getting this stuff up? Because I don't want my dogs to step on it or my grandbaby. He's like, can't you control your dogs? At that point, we probably should, again, hindsight. I mean, we don't listen to the cues and to the things that tell us don't use these people. So he was very rude, and I told my husband, I said, maybe you were just, because you just had surgery, you're a little cranky. He said, Lisa, he watched me get stuff out of the pool with one arm. I had my shoulder in a sling. I was in pain, and I'm trying to get stuff out of the pool with one arm. And he didn't even attempt to try to help me get the stuff out. Yeah. And it's a mess that they were making and getting into the pool. And we just didn't want the pool, the pump was on. We didn't want all those metal shards and everything to get into the pool pump. And we just had to replace.
Yeah.
So, And then our dogs, we don't want our dogs stepping on all those nails and screws and everything else. And then to say you can't control your grandbaby, I'm like, dude,
it's a toddler.
He's
No,
2. No, we can't control him. Like,
no.
so yeah, that I'm not losing faith in humanity. I'm just not. Paul has started to begin to lose faith in humanity. But I'm trying to talk him back off the ledge.
Yeah.
Because I know there are good people out there, but just for some reason we're encountering all of the people,
It's
that,
and it's kind of like, it's been like, we've all been using each other as like leaning on each other for everything, because I was at your house the other night. Well, I didn't leave until 10 o'clock, something like that. Just trying to work things out.
And we were just like we were just talking about like what are we going to do? Times are slow right now. We're trying to figure out how we navigate this, everything. And then I think we're just frustrated with how we try so hard to do good, and for whatever reason, it's just well, and
it is a gamble on their end, not having me only as an employee, but as a friend, because I'm that friend that either I can be your therapist or I can also be the let's go burn stuff down.
Right. Yeah. So
it's in between.
No, we love Christian because he is, anytime we have a problem, like I called him and I was just like, hey, you said you're with us until the ship sinks. And I called him, in a panic. I'm like, hey, Christian, the ship is sunk and we're drowning. And he's like, what can I do?
I'm like, you can think what you want, but I got a life raft.
Yeah. He's like, what can I do? Let's figure this out. So that meant a lot. Because, and I don't expect any different. When you have an employee, their goal is obviously their family. Am I getting a paycheck? And that's about it, you know? And his whole thing was, okay, what can I do? You need money? You need help? You need me to come move stuff? You need me to kill people? What do you need?
We'll figure this out either way. I mean.
So that meant a lot to us. But yeah, it's just crazy headaches of owning a business, and crazy headaches of the current economy, crazy headaches of the gas prices are just through the roof, crazy headaches of you pour out your love, your heart, your soul to employees and certain people, and then they disappoint you and then want to blame you for what they've done. Fault. It becomes
the thing that, like, and this is the thing, so anybody out there that says like, oh, I want to be a business owner, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you really don't, because we are constantly, and when I say we, I do not own any part of Gotcha Covered Roofing. I don't. But I am so tight with Paul and Lisa, I should have told them, I'm in this with you. Like, we're going to fight with this. So I'm treating it as if it's my own as well, because I want to see it succeed too.
Yeah.
So it's just, don't think it's all sunshine and rainbows, and it's.
But I honestly don't want to discourage you from really being a business owner, because I mean,
these are just the things you got to prepare.
These are just the things that could go wrong. Not every business goes through this. Mm-hmm. A lot of businesses are going through this right now. Not every business goes through this, but it's something. If you are going to be a business owner, you have to be prepared to not get paid for a while. Paul and I have not got paid since June of last year. Because we're trying to make sure the business stays in and that the employees get paid. So that has been our decision. There's good though and bad. We have some great customers. I have a customer in Baytree. I love her. She's wonderful.
Oh, I wanted to touch on that. Yes, we do talk. Yes, we've talked about crazy customers we've had, but that is legit. one tiny 1%.
Yeah.
And I think we don't talk enough about
The great
amazing
customers.
customers
Yeah.
that we have, because 99% of them are fantastic.
We have a great customer right now, such a sweet lady that we're doing a roof for. And she's just sweet, you know. And so it's probably the bad customers are probably less than 5% of
Definitely.
of our business are bad customers. But the ones that we have that are bad are like so vocal. And I think that is with everything. Like if you're on social media, I'm like, you may have 99% of the people that are behaving and doing what they're supposed to. And then you have that 1% that starts flailing and bullying people and shooting allegations. And they're so loud about it.
It's the loud minority of people
that it
that
sounds like it's
cloud the silent majority of people.
right.
Where, I mean, and you get that with every walk of life when it comes to careers or jobs and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
you hear, like, obviously they only highlight the bad situations with police interaction.
Right.
But
And the
break
majority
down
of them-
how many police interactions in
Yeah.
the country there are in a
Right.
day. And I know a lot of officers, they are great people. They're willing to help people, but yeah, you do get some of those bad
Yeah.
apples that cause problems, and it
Oh,
puts
yeah.
a bad light on them. You
Sure.
get the same thing with firefighters, with doctors, with
everything.
lawyers,
With
you
everything.
name it. It's just
But I was talking to a fellow contractor friend of mine, and he was telling me about the things that he's dealing with. He's like, and he's a really good contractor. The roofing company that I'm talking about, he's a very good contractor. But he's like, I got 3 months. I'm giving myself 3 months, and if things don't change with the types of customers that we're getting and the way the industry is going right now, he said, I'm just going to have to hang it up.
and for some reason people think you owe them everything and they have to pay nothing.
Right.
And that's a
it's not
huge part of it.
and that's just, we're speaking in generalities because that's not the typical. We do have people, we have a customer that paid us the full amount in advance. We didn't ask them for it.
you
Like
never
we
see
never
that.
asked for it in advance. But you know, we have customers that do that. But
Yeah.
but you have those that one customer, or you know, in our case, we have that one customer that's just trying to extort money from us. And
Yep.
you know, but everything is being documented, everything is being handled. It will all work out. I know it'll work out, but you know, things are going to work out because they always have worked out for you, because God has always been there for me. But you know, I still sometimes have those doubts, or I still like, oh my gosh, like yesterday, everything was just piling on me. And then this morning I woke up, I'm like, today is going to be a good day. I'm going to walk in God's path. Everything is going to, you know, be fine. And then, you know, I find out that about the
county,
the building official, you know, and that's what he said. And I'm
But
like,
at the
are you
same-
serious?
At the same time, with how he has been in the past, it kind of doesn't surprise me.
No,
But at the same time, it's like, really? Now we got to do this. Like,
Yeah,
it's that
because
extra thing that
it's like I don't have time. I don't have time to sit here and deal with your whatever personal issues that you have with the contractor or whatever
Yeah.
personal issues they have going on, that they felt the need to call. I mean, because it had nothing to, I know it did not reflect me. It has to do with whatever's going on in their personal life. It has to
they have some kind of insecurity.
that they had to attack us. And she didn't do it to me. She did it to Paul.
Yeah.
You know, because I texted her and she never responded to me, because I'm not going to take the bait, you know, and I'm going to stay calm when you're talking to me, but I'm going to be firm. And I have years and years of education that I know how to talk to people in a professional manner.
Hey, Daniel, can you turn
and-
that down?
And
Like we said, this is real. This is raw.
It's
Sorry.
real and raw. So, you know, I'm going to handle everything in a professional manner. And although I may be emotional, I'm not going to let the emotions.
Exactly. You are not, which a lot of people do nowadays. and I know people in my personal life that I have tried to get this through to them,
Yeah.
is you can't react on emotions.
Yeah.
Because
And
it just
would be
makes
easy.
it worse. I mean, and you would easily
And don't worry. Like, I may have typed the email and then I had to go back up.
Exactly. Like, you could have easily reacted based upon your emotions, and we all know that would have just made things worse. And it was
Sure.
kind of like with my situation when it came to the permitting and fighting those ding dongs in my neighborhood that caused that issue with
Yeah.
permitting. Like, my main issue wasn't really with the city and that. I mean, yeah, there was that one individual, but it was due to the actions of those other people. It slowed things down because there's processes and this and that. But I could have easily gone in there and reacted upon my emotions, and it wouldn't have been good. But because I kind of swallowed my pride and said, listen, I'm not going to act on emotion. I'm going to react on the facts of everything.
Yeah.
I prevailed.
Well, so I have learned that just stick to the facts. So that's what I do. I just try to stick to the facts, and I document everything now.
Oh, you got to keep receipts.
I document everything. In fact, when these contractors come at 1:00, Christian is going to be videotaping everything so that we will make sure that there is no misunderstandings and what, we want. And I've got a punch list that needs to be signed off on so that we all are on the same page. There's no misunderstandings. There's no, I said, you said, she said, he said, none of that. But now when I
Should we go
contact,
Crazy Headaches live for that?
probably, maybe.
I mean, it'll be a true in the moment crazy headache.
But now when I contact my attorney, I have to say, I'd be like I said today, you're not going to believe what so-and-so did. And I need a phone call immediately. So he gets the emotional side of me because I know he can hear the emotional side of me and he'll handle the facts part of.
Buddy.
So anyway, I am an emotional being just like anybody else is, but I try to keep my emotions intact and stick to the facts of everything. Because if I let my emotions get the better of me with all these people, man, I saw something that was really profound. It was Tony Robbins. I love Tony Robbins. And so Tony Robbins was doing a speech and he was talking about Robin Williams. Love Robin Williams, right? Most everybody loved Robin Williams. So very successful man. I mean, he was a comedian. He said he wanted to be the best comedian around. He wanted to have a series. And so Tony Robbins was talking about how he wanted to have a TV series. He had a TV series. You may not know it.
Mork and Mindy.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I know it.
I've aged Mork and Mindy. It was a very successful. I used to watch it all the time. I loved Mork and Mindy. It was great. So he was very successful with that. Then he decided, hey, I don't want to just have a TV series. I want to make movies. Okay. So he started making movies. He made some wonderful movies, some hilarious movies, from early on to later. And then he said, hey, I want to be recognized as a drama actor. So he had, he accomplished that. So many things he accomplished. He had a great family.
He had a good way of blending, like having that transition to each one to where it wasn't like comedy and then drama where you were like, all right, that was weird. Like he did really good. Like I think his blend with that was when he made Patch Adams.
Yeah, Patch Adams.
Because it was a drama, but he was able to sprinkle a little bit of his comedy in there.
Yeah. And
I think that kind of helped work him into, okay, he can do drama and comedy.
Right.
To then where he did do movies where it was just drama and stuff like that.
And then, Good Morning Vietnam was drama
with his comedy.
That was hilarious. That was a great movie. That's probably a good watch movie right now to make me laugh. But he talked about how he had all this success and you only saw the success. There's probably stuff in the background that was, just bothering him. And mental illness is a real thing. And it's a medical issue that people have sometimes, and sometimes you just let your emotions get the better of you.
Yeah.
And I, I'm not going to go into what happened, but he did something and that he can never take back.
Yeah.
He
came up with a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
And his family saw all that.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get at is I was watching that. I was like, oh, that's very profound, because I've thought, many times things are getting to me so bad. It's like, not that I can't go on, that I, want to kill myself. It's just like, you just say to yourself, I can't keep doing this. I can't, it's like these constant attacks. I can't keep having these constant attacks. It's like, at what point does it stop?
Yeah.
And then how do you handle it when they keep coming, that you just are able to keep going and keep functioning as a normal adult without, falling into that trap of everything bothering you?
And I think it goes back to what we're talking about, sticking to the facts.
Yeah.
And you got to stick to the true facts, because your brain will make up these facts in your head, but you got to stick to the true facts of cases. And
yeah. So you just have to write the facts, document the facts, make sure that everything. And so I have requested a meeting with the county manager and the building official. And if I have to, we'll go to the commissioner as well.
Yep.
Because I'm not backing down and I'm not accepting his answer. And
you have to give a legitimate answer with backing. You can't give, like, the situation I was having with my city was, you can't give me an answer where basically the reason is because I said so. Like,
he did say that one time. He said, because I'm the building official and I can do what I want.
No, there's SOPs and SOGs that they have to go by. They can't just base it off of how they feel. And that's where, like, me, I'm one of those people, like, if that person who kept saying no gave me a reason behind, like, because of city code, blah, 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 or this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Now I know this is a problem. This is how I can rectify it.
Right.
But when you're not giving me reason, you're just saying, no.
Yeah.
Well, why, dude?
Well, he said because it wasn't a structural issue, but the permit final.
The same guy who reversed final because of non-structural issue. Got it. No problem.
Yeah.
Continue.
So because it was not a structural issue. However, I tend to disagree with him, because when you've got elite panels that if they fill with water and they could collapse,
that's
structural. The super gutter not holding water properly, that's structural, but I mean, just those are a few things. And, just to completely not even address our issues and just say, hey, no, I'm not doing this. Not let me figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Let me look into this and see. Let me get back to you. Like, I think that would have been a better answer than.
No. And I'm not backing down. And, it kind of puts you, when you fight a government official or you fight a county, you do put yourself up for attacks.
Oh, 100%.
But that's why I'm documenting everything. And,
so throughout this whole thing, like a little while ago, I got a couple of close friends that one of them's a deputy mayor in the town my mom lives in.
Yeah.
I got other friends who are council people in the cities they live in. And they have in the past, some are like, Christian, you should get on like the city council or the commissioners or this and that. And you mentioned that this morning.
I've considered running
this might be something where me and you both.
City council or running for actually county commissioner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
something like that. Like, I would love to.
What do I have to do to qualify for that?
Because it's one of those things that's a lot. I'm not saying all of these people. Some of the people that are on the town council and the city board and stuff like that, they're great people.
I've met some great ones.
You get some of those other ones that it's like, you know what? Like, and unfortunately, people get so stuck in the, well, this is how it's been, so I'm just going to keep having them come in.
Yeah.
But then they still have issues. It's like, we need more people in the area like us who have
Yeah.
been in the trenches dealing with it and figuring out that's the only way stuff is going to get fixed or changed, is if we get people in there that have been in those hard spots and have had to deal with fighting with these people needlessly
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I think that might not be a bad idea. That
Yeah.
me and you both go for, I could go for the council in my city, you go in for the county, and then, or either way, I'll go for county too. I don't care, but it's something where somebody has to do something, and I urge more people that are having problems to step up. And
Well, that's the way our government started, is normal, average, ordinary people that lived in the community decided to come together
that were
fed up with being dictated by kings and stuff. And they just decided, hey, we are going to have representation for us. And that representation has turned into people get elected and they're not actually for the people.
They say what you want to hear to get that vote.
Now, I've seen, like, in these current elections coming up and some local elections, and I've looked at some different politicians. I've seen, like, they're real people that have experienced real problems, and they just are running for election to try to change things.
Yeah.
Like Spencer Pratt in California. I've been watching that. So I don't know who he is really. Somebody said he's what did those what help me out, Christian?
I don't know.
Reality TV people.
Oh, okay.
He's a reality TV person from some show.
Yeah.
I don't know what. But he
surprise in California, somebody who's on TV is running.
Yeah.
Weird.
But I don't even know who he is. I don't know who he is, but I've just been following and I've kind of watched. And
I have seen him, and he's like just a zero BS person.
yeah,
He's not a politician.
Yeah.
So
He
the
reminds
crap that
me-
politician pulls, he ain't gonna.
His videos and his all his political ads that he's had reminds me of something that you would do, because it was just all some of them. Have you seen any of them?
No, I haven't seen.
Oh
his
gosh,
ads.
you've got to see his ads. So you got to see them. But they're like really hilarious. Like one ad, he goes and he shows where Karen Bass has this beautiful house, and they talk about how everything's great. Then he goes to all the homeless people and the people with drugs, and there were even, this broke my heart. Okay, I love people, but I love animals almost more than I love people because they are so much loyal.
Animals don't talk back.
This homeless guy, his dog was addicted to drugs and was like having a seizure because he had just eaten like some kind of bad LSD thing, and he was just like freaking out. And Spencer Pratt was interviewing him, and he was like, can I take this? Or it might not have been, I may be confusing him with somebody else, but this guy was interviewing him and like, can I take your dog and take him to the vet and get him, help? And I'm like, this is a reality that we don't see on TV.
Oh yeah,
we're not seeing this. The news media is not bringing this up.
The news wants to
it's
fluff
horrible.
up things, bad things, to make them look good without looking at the true reality of what's going on. But then they also want to try and highlight really bad things on the other side to make their side look good while diminishing the crazy crap. Like, believe what you want. The media is tied in with the politics and everything like that. Everybody's getting paid off left or right. It's you can't believe anything you see anymore.
And we're not speaking of Democrat versus Republican. It's in all parties,
everywhere.
It's in all parties, everywhere. And we no longer have representation for us anymore.
No,
we have
people
that are for their own good. Now, I like Kennedy. I know you've heard Kennedy's, stuff, Representative Kennedy stuff. He is hilarious. He was doing a skit on, he calls his, elliptical Margaret after Margaret Thatcher. And somebody was questioning why he had his elliptical outside, because it's an expensive elliptical. And anyway, he was so funny. He's like, well, I got it on Marketplace and I only paid $100 for it. And so I like being outside. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
And
But
me, like, I'm one of those people, and me and my little brother, and my older brother now is starting to come around a little bit. He still does lean a little bit more one way, but like me and my younger brother,
yeah.
the government, we're not about it.
Yeah.
It's not what initially what the founding fathers intended it to be. It's turning into what the founding fathers were fighting to get away from.
To get away from.
And it's just one of those, I'm not about anything government kind of hover overing you like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel I shouldn't have to get permission from where I live to do work on my property that I own.
Yeah.
Like, do I really own it at that point if I have to ask permission from somebody else? And
No,
like,
not really.
to me,
well,
that's
that's
just
like the
a money
whole
grab.
tax thing that we're going through right now is if you have your house paid off and you still have to pay taxes,
do you really
do
own
you
it?
still own it? Do you own it?
No.
No, because you have to pay property taxes on it. It belongs
Yeah. I mean, I believe there has to be something in place somewhere, because obviously, like, we have to like take care of our roads, and then we have to be
course.
able to fund the fire departments and the police departments. Yes, there's certain things that
Mhm.
you know money has to come from somewhere for, but it's really like how they implement all these taxes. And it's like, come on, people, we threw a bunch of tea into a harbor
Right.
because of a 3% tax. Like,
And now we have
and now we have all this taxes on everything. It's just,
and you know, when the economy is going bad, the employees that work for the government don't get paid. Right?
yeah, but the congressmen
When
that
they
put it
shut
on
down-
freeze, they're still getting paid.
Why? How does that
They
work?
shouldn't,
Why
like-
is that? They shouldn't
So-
get paid because that was not actually intended on being a job for people.
No.
It was supposed to be the representatives were somebody in the community that went up to represent, and then they came back to their job, and you
Yep.
know, and they worked in the community. That's not what happens. You've got politicians that have been in there for years and years and years and years and years. They work maybe 15 days out of the year, and then
They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But
So-
then somehow their wealth is in the millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How has
So,
that happened?
I have always had the thought of, if you're a congressman or congresswoman, your salary should be what is the median salary of the district you're representing.
That's actually a good idea. I never
If
thought of that.
you want to make more money, do what you can for your area
That's a good
to
idea.
boost it. So guess what?
Incentive.
If you're making more money, that means your people, your constituents are making more money.
Yeah.
I think that's how it should be. So whoever you're representing, your salary is mean, and if you're not liking that, well, that lights a fire under your butt to
That's a good idea. We
Move
could
on.
do that with Got You Covered. Like your salary is based on how much money we're making. And if you want to make more money, then you make sure we make
Right.
more money.
But I mean, that's how.
No,
it should
but I
be.
do
If-
agree. That's actually a
If
good
you're
idea.
repping the people, that's how it should be. There's no reason why your constituents of the area you're representing are having to live in horrible conditions.
Yeah.
But you're making $400,000 a year because you're rubbing elbows with all these. That's
No,
BS.
that's the first time I've ever heard this. Now that may be there. So Christian came up with this idea.
But then there's also, and I know there's other people that are running that this next idea that I've had, and I'm like, good, I'm glad somebody else is thinking that way.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an individual that I follow. I watch their podcast. He's one of the hosts of the Unsubscribed podcast.
Yeah.
And I even followed him when he was starting off on YouTube. Before he was known as the AK guy.
Okay.
He owns a gun manufacturer. He makes different pew-pews and all that stuff. I said the G word, so maybe YouTube might
Uh-oh.
damn us for
You
that.
may have to.
I might have to edit that. So,
Cut
but
out.
he does pew-pew manufacturing and whatnot. But so Brendan Herrera, he's running for District 23 in Texas. He last time he ran, it was so close. It was by 400 and something votes where they
Wow.
had to do a runoff.
Yeah.
And he was putting his own money. He didn't have all these different PACs and whatnot paying him what. He was doing it with a lot of his own money or like money his friends or
Yeah.
other people. And he got that close. And then it's coming up again where he's like, no, I'm going to keep pushing, running, because this time he's like, I have more of a face. People do know me more. So he started that, and then there was some crazy scandal that went on with the other guy, Tony Gonzalez, and he basically had to drop out. So he became the Republican primary for District 23, and now obviously he's going against the Democrat primary.
Yeah,
and they're going, and one of his things that he was saying is, like I said, that I was thinking before, and I'm glad somebody else sees that, is he was saying that if there is a government shutdown, well, until that's figured out, Congress people shouldn't be getting paid either.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
It's like if the TSA, if the postal workers, you name it, all these government employees that aren't getting paid because of a shutdown, because of what you guys are being babies arguing about, well, guess what? You're not going to get paid until you figure it out either. So maybe that will light a fire under their butt to maybe a government shutdown, A, won't even happen anymore, or B, only be a couple of days because, okay, we got to figure out this quick because, well, it's shut down, I'm not getting paid either. Of course, right now, they don't give a crap because they'll keep it shut down forever. They're still getting their money.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, once you threaten their wallet.
Yeah. No, exactly. And so, but I do get it. I do understand now in dealing with a legal issue like we're dealing with, and I see the back and forth with, the attorneys and what they're saying. There's a lot of stuff that is just not needed in all this back and forth. And when you're dealing with Congress and you have all the stuff is legal. I mean, have you read some of these like bills? And
that's why
they're like,
it should be one subject bills. I hate those
because
bills.
A lot of them, they have little, so it may be a bill about health care, and then you got something in there about pig farms, when they were trying to deal with I forget exactly the bill they were dealing with, but tossed in there was like gender studies for fish. Yeah. What the, what? No. Yeah. And it was for a completely different, so it's one of those things, it should be single subject bills where this is what it is, not we're trying to sneak this in there to get that in, sneak in this there to get that in, because that's how both sides play it. Yeah. What they'll do is say, this is the bill for this, and it's saying, oh, this is good, this is great. Like, for example, this money is going to go to orphans. Let's just use that. So this bill is for orphans that say, we're going to say, I'm not even going to say Democrat or Republican. So we got Party A and Party B. So Party B puts up, oh, this is a bill for money for orphans. But Party A is reading that bill. It's like, yeah, this is titled for money for orphans. But then they have in here, but this money is going to go over to Uganda for this. And this money is going to go here for them. And this money is going to go here for them. And it's like, none of these people, it's like, has to do with the American people. Yeah. So, or it's going to this stupid study that makes no sense, and if who cares? Or my big pet peeve is, well, if they name a bill. So if they name a bill, save the flower bill, that means they're wanting to kill the flowers, because it's always the opposite of what they say. Right, exactly. Yeah. So, but it's always the opposite. They'll do that, so they'll label it this, but then sneak in all this little stuff in here. But Party A has read that and go, no, we're doing that. But then Party B comes like, oh, you guys are supporting these people that don't like orphans, so that's how they play the people against each other. They play parties against each other, and it's like, no. Each bill should be, this is what it's for, this is the money that it's going for. And how they continue to do that is to play us against each other, play the public against each other. Social media is a great way to do that right now, because I see it's so amazing how you could see one subject and two people have such totally different views on it. It's not like it used to be where they have subtle views that they can come together and agree. No, it's two totally different views. It's like you'll have something, the sky is blue. No, it's not. It's green. No, it's not. It's they will argue to the orange. Death. No, it's not. I mean, it's there. Everybody will argue and sit there, and then I hate you because you don't believe this. Yeah, or they got to bring it into personal attacks at that point. Yes. And it is like me. Like I love my country. I'm proud to be an American citizen, but
we're not the United States of America anymore. We're the divided states of America.
No,
it's
and I'll continue
bull
to
crap.
have my pride because you have people that will say America's terrible. I hate America. Well, we've got to fix it. You know, we've
Yeah.
got to fix some things, but we are still one of the greatest countries right now. You know, you have in Africa people who are Christian who are being murdered, and
Well, look at China. They have the underground.
yeah, for being
Churches.
Christian. And you know, we at least don't have that here. You can be a Christian or not a Christian here.
Mhm.
You know, the worst that you get is you guys get disagreements or attacks, you know, on things like that. But you know, we have we're like we have the most land of any country.
Oh yeah.
And it's so diverse. Like you can actually literally go on vacation in your same country, and
Yeah, and
you can go to the mountains, you can go to the beach, and
Well, and that's why
get
you
different types of
So,
experiences.
There's a social media creator, influencer, Josh from England.
I love that. Josh from England,
And-
Josh and Jace. I was just going
Yes,
to mention that.
and they legit say they're like other people in Europe.
Hey,
have-
Josh and Jace, if you ever want to come on the podcast,
Right?
we would love to have you. I know.
Gladly have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, with them, they even say like people in Europe and the UK that they're like, oh, why don't many Americans have passport? He goes, because they don't need it.
Yeah.
He's like,
Because
their
the-
country has so much there. You don't need to leave the country to get these different
In the
landscapes and experiences. Like you could go to Florida one day, be on the beach.
Yeah.
The next day you can go into the mountains of Utah and be snowboarding.
And you know what? Some people probably don't know. Most people will sit there, and I see them on TV and on social media, like, this country's great, this country's great. But, you know, I like watching the Josh and Jace because they talk about what is not great about their country.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he was talking about, if you want to watch TV,
The TV
you
permit?
literally have to have a permit.
Yeah, the TV.
You have to
permit.
pay for a permit to watch TV in your home. And he's like, I'm not doing this. And
Yeah, right.
so to do anything, can you imagine having to have a permit to watch a TV in your home? People take those things for granted.
And I'm getting pissed about a permit to do stuff on my
I know,
property.
you're,
Like if it got to the point where I had a permit,
but you had to have
watch
a
TV,
permit to have a TV in your home.
Yeah,
And you know that they don't have porches. They don't have takeout. They can't take out food from a restaurant.
really.
Yeah, they don't have takeout. So we have takeout. Like
Yeah.
they don't have any takeout.
Well,
I was watching that the other day.
Even if you think about the regular comforts that we have,
Yeah,
a lot of them over there they don't have AC.
right.
Like, yeah, granted, I kind of get it because you think
Yeah.
a lot of the buildings over there are old as hell, and
Yeah.
there's no way to even put in duct work or anything
Yeah.
like that. Like, they don't have AC. And granted, it doesn't get as hot over there. Like, you see videos of them like, oh, UK's hitting a heat wave and it's 78.
Well, and
they're
they
all
talk
like,
about
"Ah!"
the good things about UK too, because they talk about certain foods that they really love, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, gross.
Beans and toast.
Beans
What
and
the-
toast, beans and toast.
What?
What in the heck is beans and toast for breakfast?
Dish.
That was like gross, gross. But no, yeah. So I mean, all the countries around are different, and we don't. And after the pandemic, we don't see things that are going. Before the pandemic, we would see things that were going on in other countries. We don't see
You
that
have to
as
go out and
often.
look. You got to try and find it. Like, there's a lot going
So,
on in the UK.
If
like,
you go on TikTok, they got China TikTok, they've got the UK
Oh, yeah.
TikTok. So you have to actually enter that in, and then your feed starts coming up, and you see all these things. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even know these things were going on in like Canada and
oh yeah,
and
so-
all these different places.
Now,
and,
some people listening, if you get triggered, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to lay out some facts of just calm down. People within our country are attacking about immigration.
yes,
And yes, there's a lot of stuff going on that I believe is BS with the immigration, but there needs to be a way for immigration. Yes, we are a country built off of immigrants.
but we can't leave the door open. For,
You got to do it legally, and they're like, "Oh, they're damning people, this and that. They're just trying to make a better life." And I get there's some ways things do need to be fixed to handle
yes,
that better.
we agree on that.
But if you look in other countries, there's other countries where if you cross their border, you're getting locked up and you could be put to death.
Yeah.
You could be, but then look at these other countries where they're allowing this just open up. Like in the UK right now, they're having a huge problem
Yeah.
with immigration, and basically the government's taking the side of all the immigrants and pushing their citizens to the side.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a huge
I've seen that.
uproar I was reading the other day in Belfast because somebody who believes in Sharia law, like, almost tried to behead somebody in the street.
Yeah.
Like, we can't have that. Like, I understand if you left your country because you need to get away from that. At the same time, you got to understand, if you're doing that, you're moving to a different culture.
Yes.
I'm still going to respect your culture,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't go to a completely different place that you were running from and
Yeah.
trying to make that new place into what you were coming from. So what was the point of,
Yeah.
listen, if you're coming over here to get away from that, I will welcome you with open arms, like,
Yeah.
take refuge here. Absolutely. But don't try and then say, well, I'm over here now and I think it should be this way. So you, even though you live here and this is your culture, you have to change that here because I'm here now. No.
Yeah.
That if I wanted that culture, I would have left here and went over there for
Yeah.
that culture. Like, I'm still going to respect your culture and stuff like that, but don't think you can change our laws and our culture to blend it. You
Right.
have to try and blend with us.
Yeah.
We will be open-minded, but at the
Yeah.
same time, we shouldn't be letting other people take over because, oh, you feel bad.
Yeah.
No,
Well, we've covered a lot of stuff,
we have covered a lot.
and we need to probably end, and because I do have to go meet with that contractor.
Yeah. Oh, are we getting close?
It's
to that
supposed to
time?
be 1 o'clock.
Ooh, yeah. Look
Yeah.
at that. 12, 20.
So I have to prepare. I've got my punch list mainly prepared, but I've got to add some things to the punch list.
Yep. Add that.
And you've got to prepare because you're coming over there to.
Yeah, I gotta pack up the children and get over there, and
So, but and who knows what? Since I haven't been paying attention to my phone, what crazy headaches await me.
yeah, the second we turn them off airplane
once
mode.
I turn it off airplane mode, so
So-
we shall see what shall happen.
We
And
will.
so
But yeah,
you know, we gave you a lot of food for thought.
a
How
lot.
can you make our lives, your lives, better? What can you do, and what can we do? And if you guys have any things that you guys want us to talk about, and
Yeah.
we can research, we'd be happy to. And if you want to come on our podcast, we do have a couple of guests showing up right now. We haven't been able to schedule them, but we will have some great guests coming
Yep.
on.
We have people
Um,
plan to come in.
Yep. And so
So Josh and Jace, if you want to come on,
Josh and Jace,
that's
Josh and
what.
Jace,
Brendan Herrera also. I mean, if you
Matt
wanna,
Rife.
Matt. Jesus.
Where did that come from?
What? But no, I mean, I think that would be like, yeah, anybody who wants to come on and talk about your crazy hacks, but I think more like, yeah, it'd be cool to get Josh and Jace on because we could get a different perspective.
Yeah,
From
and I
them.
like to hear different perspectives and stuff.
Yeah, what are the headaches they deal with
Yeah,
over there?
Because
And-
the guests we had Dave, Brian, and he was talking about his crazy headaches about the being in the church and
Mhm.
and being the child pastor, and he's got a book and things like that. It was interesting to hear about him. Your mom coming. It was really interesting
Yep.
hearing about her and her the stuff that she
Yep.
does with cybersecurity and the things that she really wants to do with her life and that she
Oh, yeah.
enjoys on her pastime. And Tim's wife, Kristen, that was
Yep.
a really
So
great
yeah,
one.
we want more.
We want a diversity of different people. We want to learn, different things and learn how to navigate our community because we always want to grow. And
Yeah.
that's what we want for everybody else. It's like, hey, we want a time like it was before where you could agree and disagree with one another and still love on each other
Yeah,
and
exactly.
still want prosperity and great things for our country, for our town, our city,
Yeah.
and
everything. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
just fairness. Come on.
yep.
Yeah.
So,
Be
yeah.
consistent.
Josh, Jace,
Josh.
If you wanna come.
Matt Rife.
Matt Rife. I got no problem with Matt Rife, but Brendan Herrera, like I said, because he's running
Yeah.
for Congress.
Yeah.
If that's like, if he
Wayne
wants
Ivey.
to come in and talk about
Mhm.
the crazy head, because I know that man has some headaches of dealing with the BS of running for Congress and people attacking him. So
Oh, I'm sure. And
Anything like
I'm
that.
talking about these little things, I guess, of people attacking me, my business, and home life. And I'm talking about running for commissioner. I mean, I can only imagine the
Oh.
people that come out of the woodworks and like, I did what with you? I don't remember that.
hold up, wait.
Who are you?
I wasn't even living here at the time. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Until the next time, we love y'all.
We love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Crazy headaches, banging in my head, bills on the table, text left, crazy headaches, laughing through the pain, we're talking about it all till we feel okay, crazy headaches, pressure like a drum line.